All right. All right. It has been 20 minutes since I was so rudely interrupted by the internet. I don't know what happened, but I'm not going to stay on long because it is late and I know everybody left. But if I recall, it had already been 2 hours. And like I said, I appreciate everybody that was in, and I encourage you all to just stay tuned. I will schedule the next chat ahead of time, at least a day ahead of time. And that way everybody will have a chance. And it may be another evening chat. I'm not sure. It just depends on the what's going on here. So yeah, it depends on what's going on. I know it's a little bit easier sometimes after dinner and before bed to get, to get on and actually watch a chat for a lot of us. So that may be what I will do for the next chat. But yeah, basically just, it was good dialoguing with you all and letting you know what's coming up. Like I said, I have a lot of things coming up intended, and yeah, I've just been trying to manage things and get things done and just seeing what all I want to do over here, and having the time to just sit down and talk about it with you all. So, other than that, I really didn't have anything else, just basic updates, but most of all, just to let you all know that we are here, and praying that everybody is still, well and in good health, and, if not, praying for your health. I have, we've gone through a lot just in the past couple of months, and things like that. A couple of losses in the family, my grandfather being the last one a couple of weeks ago, and so it's been a lot going on. And so I'm just trying to take every day and just live it to the fullest, with the kids and, with everybody. 1 second. All right, I'm back. So, but yeah, just hopefully everybody is, I know many people took a break, school wise, family wise, whatever, took a break. And tomorrow will be the day that you start back. And hopefully you come back with a renewed mind and a renewed spirit. And, even if you take off another week, come back strong. Take all the time you need, because I just really, what I'm going to hear is just, everybody's going to hear it. Everybody's waiting for spring break now, and you just had a break. And it shouldn't be so daunting, homeschooling, that we just live for breaks. If you're that, um, if you're to that point, there are a lot of things that need to be reevaluated. And that's what we were talking about. Somebody asked me, am I worried about not doing enough? That's what you are doing. You are trying to do too much. And that's why you are living for breaks, literally. And, if you need a break, take a break. Don't wait for spring break. Don't wait for, a holiday. Don't just take a break. The kids are not going to suffer like that because you take a break. You can give them something else. But more importantly, you need to, if you're having that type of mood and attitude, the kids are receiving it as well. And you're feeding off of each other, and they need something else. It's probably monotonous, and it's the wrong curriculum, or the wrong approach that you're using. And I encourage you to sit down and pray about that. Sit down and talk to the children. They can tell you, what they like and what they don't like. Like you saw me say, the workbook type things are, we haven't done that stuff. That's not what we're doing. And, I've always only used them for a season, and that was it. Maybe this time a little bit more, because there's two of them pretty much on the same level at the same time. And if they were not on the same level, twins, I probably wouldn't even went that route. But, yeah, maybe it's time to change up some things and seriously change it up. I've seen that a lot too. People talking about changing up some things. Change up some things. And don't just go, hop on the next video and see what somebody's using and, oh, well, I'm going to go with that because it seems easier and I saw somebody else use it and somebody else use it. That's not what I'm saying, because they're using that because it's for them, or they think it's for them, it's working for them and their family.
Can I have a highlighter for this?
And it may not be for your family. Make sure you put the top on it when you finish.
Okay.
And you don't know, why they're using it. If they're using, workbook based, you don't know. It may be that they don't have a printer, and that was one of my reasons. We weren't using the internet or a printer. So that was the reason why I incorporated the workbooks. But you don't need that. So, really take some time and learn your family and learn what your family needs and what's going to work, for your family before you hop back on. Like I said, gather your bearings and come back with a renewed spirit. Focus on, if you were trying to hit up all, subjects during the day, focus on the main things, your reading, your writing, and your math, and let everything else fall in place. Spend 20 minutes, do your reading, spend 20 minutes in your math, spend 20 minutes in your handwriting, and let that be it. And go in the next day. At the end of the day, think about how much you actually got done, not really trying to fit it all in. See how it changes the children, and it doesn't stress them out that you have to get this done and this done and check this off on the list, and you made this grand lesson plan. And don't do that. Just work with them, let them work at that pace. And I say 20 minutes. If you have to do 30, 45 minutes, don't go longer than that, unless it's like a unit study or something that you're doing and it's something easy. But don't stress them out. That'll also stress you out, because then you're, again, trying to fit it all in. And sometimes we do a lot of things that we'll pick up on. We'll have a couple unit studies, going at one time. We'll pick up on something. Say if we're doing science one day, we'll do the lesson. We'll start the lesson and do, a couple of the activities or whatever. And it may just be, drawing diagrams or something like that. And the next day we go on. We may not cycle back to that lesson for a couple days or even another week, because we've picked up something else and that's kind of how we flip-flop things. It keeps things going and it doesn't become monotonous, and that's not a bad thing. It's not that you won't pick it back up. You're going to come back to it because you want to, you're going to be encouraged to finish it. And also what I find that in doing things that way, the lessons become more solidified. The children get to marinate, everything that you were trying to get across in that lesson. So chunk it up, and even if it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, chunk it up, and they will think about that and internalize it, and they will, even when you think they're not paying attention, they remember those things. And that's what you want. Don't be in such a rush to just, we need to get this lesson done because it's on a lesson plan. We need to get this done because I need to test you. We need to get this done. Take your time. You have all the time in the world. Take your time. Don't be encouraged to finish the year or even switch grade levels, if it takes a year and a half, and I know many times, homeschooling on a traditional schedule, it could take longer. I completely understand that. I don't know what the yellow one is. It could take longer than, here it is, than the 9 months to get through a grade level, just depending on, how you're doing and how the children are and, what's going on in life. If you start taking breaks off, that's going to set you back. So, whereas if you year-round school, you're probably going to advance a little bit quicker, but sometimes maybe not, because, you can take your time even more so. So don't be in a rush to fit everything in and feel that you're not doing enough. The children will tell you, and more often they're going to feel like they're rushed. They'll tell you that you'll get it in frustration. They don't want to do it. You'll get the pushback, and that's what that's coming from. You're giving them too much. I sit down, I can write a lesson plan out if I want to and say this is for a week, and come to find out when we actually get it done, when I actually check that stuff off, sometimes it's 3 weeks later. And so I said, okay, I'm not writing for a week, I'm writing for 3 weeks. And, because we do a lot of stuff in between what we're doing, not just in the books, there's no way I can fit all that stuff in a day or a week. And so I just let it flow. I don't worry about checking off however many boxes a day. I write it out so that I know where I'm going. If we don't get to it and it's Friday or it's Saturday, then guess what? There's Sunday and there's Monday, and we just pick back up and keep going. Um, there we go. It's not a it's not a competition. It's not a race or any of that. To to check off the boxes and get things going. What else did I want to say? Um, yeah, I would, like I said, just try, um, relax a little bit and just really think about how much you can do. A lot of people run errands during the day, so you have to be realistic with your time as well. And uh, you have to, if you're not already, you have to dedicate a certain amount of time towards the schooling, and you have to be realistic with your errands and if it's really a need or you're just trying to run out the door just because, you know, um, not we're just going to the store because we need milk. You know when you need milk. You've looked in the refrigerator all day long, not, oh, let's go to the store and get some milk. Don't make an excuse for it. For running out. The children have an education and they also, deserve that time. Same thing with social media. You hop on social media as an outlet because you get frustrated. That's one thing. Very rarely you will hear the phone up, for the notifications to come in. I try to keep them off, but then I have to have them on because sometimes people are trying to reach me and it is important, but a lot of times I don't even pick up the, check it even for the notification. But that's, something I encourage you. Turn the notifications off on your social media. If you need to have your text notifications, that's another thing, but turn them off because it sucks you in. You get on there, you give the kid a lesson and then they're doing something and next thing you know, you picked up the phone and they're, doing the lesson and then they're finished and you're still on the phone scrolling or on the computer scrolling. And that's not fair to them. Your child is right there in front of you. Give your child the attention they deserve. The chats, the videos, the pictures, all that stuff will be there. You're not going to miss anything. And nothing should be that important. So, and I think, it's the main reason why you are homeschooling your child, to give your child that individualized education and attention. And you can't do that if you're on social media. So, I'm also trying to, with the chats, kind of be mindful of that as well. And like I said, I know it's hard to fit everybody, that wants to participate on at certain times. So I'm, coming in at random times. I have people everywhere. There's people across the overseas. And nighttime is, they're watching late night because it's daytime. It's morning for them. So, it's a toss up. At the same time, I know everybody's doing school during the day. And I don't want to take anybody away from school as well, and that's me as well. If I'm not here, it's because we're doing school, So I'm trying to keep that in mind. But again, I really do appreciate you all um, comments and things like that. I have pretty much replied to December comments. And I honestly, because of everything that happened, I did not even realize, because I was not even on that much in December, posting anything. I wasn't even on the internet. but I did not realize I had so many comments. They just, they started coming in so fast and stuff started happening, but I responded. It took me, it started out a few minutes, but it took me about 4 hours because I had to take a break. It was so many. And it's not just the comments from here, there were comments other places, and messages other places. But I like to take the time to, comment back to each and every one of you. And I try not to miss any. Every now and then that does happen, but it's not on purpose. What else? I've had to talk to some people over the phone, and you all have had questions that we've had to sit down and discuss over the phone. So again, I do appreciate, as well as I like to keep up with everybody that support everybody else, in the community, and just YouTube in general. So I try to make the time. If I have not commented, it's not because I haven't watched. I do that. But yeah, sometimes I just don't have time to comment. Sometimes, honestly, I'll watch a video and it may be 3 weeks later before I go back and comment. So you get a double. I might watch it again. You get a double watch and a double. And a double. What do you call it? A double view and a comment. So yeah, I'm just and sometimes it's because I'm thinking about whatever it is you said, and I can, it's like I'm internalizing it, and I may have some insight on that, so I have to think about it, because I don't know. It's just me. Especially those of you that I've been following for a long time. I can pick up on some things, and I think back to something else, that you were going through, and and I'm like, did you ever work this out, or do you think this is related to, so yeah. Let me get in here and get myself situated. But, like I said, I was rudely interrupted. I don't know. I tried to interrupt a restart and it did not happen. And then it was showing me no signal. I don't know what happened. No Wi-Fi. So I thought it was going to be something quick, and it wasn't. That's the internet for you. So yeah. But let's see. Lastly, I wanted to put on the table. Actually, I have two things. And one of them, and I'll probably have to bring it up again. Did I just have a brain freeze? Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about going live for a week straight. So, if that is something you all are interested in, let me know in the comments when you watch this video back, or this live stream, if you are interested in me going live all week. Some of it may be my topic. Some of it may be strictly Q&A, chat style, like we did earlier. And yeah. Another one that I have is a book club for the kids. So we're going to do a virtual book club. Okay. I have been thinking about this and how to lay it out and all kinds of things, but this is for the kids. So co-op style, I will, it's not that hard to put it together because I'm doing the virtual thing for the geography we do. But of course, it has to do with everybody else. So if you are interested in having your child participate, let me know. We'll talk more about it, and I'll kind of explain what's going to happen. It's not anything complicated, and you don't even have to have the book. You don't have to own the book. We're going to come together and discuss the books that we will use. But yeah, I just thought reading a book club would be good for the kids, something to have, especially those of us. I know some of us we're homeschooling and we don't have any homeschoolers around us. We're not in co-ops. We don't do co-ops. I wouldn't. Somebody asked me that. I wouldn't do a co-op. And you just if you just want friends, this would be a good way to do it. And I think it'll be fun. So I said 2 things. Let me know if you're interested in a 1-week live, and if you're interested in a book club for the kids. So that is my cue. I'm coming up on 30 minutes, and I am out of here until I don't know when. Like I said, I'm just going to come back and, come in with these chats. I will schedule them at least a day in advance, and just the things that I would like to discuss with you all. I think to be a good, nice interest in some of the things. Especially if you were watching the first half of this chat, you kind of, it's going to go something like that. Some things that you just, people don't talk about, and you really have questions or things that really make you think. So, peace out. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your week. And I will see you in the next one. All right. It's been that long. How do I end this thing? I forgot. Oh, yeah. Hit the button.